May 5th through 8th, Oregon Synod Assembly in the Lutheran Church meets in Portland, Oregon. And I am calling you to participate. Help start a revolution inside an institution of power, privilege, and influence. The table has been set. We just have to be willing to come and be seen and be heard and to vote. Please contact me on Facebook or by email. Thank you. Welcome, my friends. My name is Finn. I am a Lutheran, yes, Lutheran, trans-identified man who is interested in revolutionizing our world from one of fear and hate to one of connection and openness. One where marginalized people are seen and heard and have a vote. In an institution of power and influence. And that could happen in the Lutheran Church. But this revolution won't happen if we are not seen and not heard, and if we do not have a vote. I have been looking for the places where we can be seen and heard and have a vote in the institution of powers, and I have found one. And I belong to it. And you may too. The Evangelical Lutheran Church of America. Yeah, let me say that again, because I know that sounds odd, that marginalized people have a voice and can be seen and heard and have a vote within a Christian church. But we can, and we do. The Evangelical Lutheran Church of America is huge. I don't know the numbers. I don't know the number of institutions. I don't know the number of churches. I don't know the number of members, but it's huge. And it is an institution of historical power and influence. And it is also an institution who has sinned, who has oppressed and suppressed and wounded marginalized people. However, today in the Oregon Synod, things are changing. A revolution has been initiated by our friends who've been working inside this church to create a revolution or a reformation, if you will. Where the sins of the past that have hurt and harmed many people a time where those sins can be acknowledged and recognized and talked about. And within an institution that is poised on the brink of a reformation. A reformation where people under 30, where people of color, and LGBTQ identified people have a voice, and even more importantly, a vote. And potentially a lot of votes. See some of you out there, my friends, going, what? What's Finn talking about? Finn's up there in the clouds again. We don't have a voice. This is an institution dominated by cisgendered white men of privilege. Yep. It is. And that can change. And here's why. I want you to keep listening. Here's why. Within the Oregon Synod, there is an assembly coming up in May here in Portland, Oregon. And in that assembly, in this institution of power, here's who can vote. You ready? It's going to blow your mind. Each community or congregation can send one female and one male representative. In addition, each community or congregation can also send 2 people of color. In addition, each community or congregation can send 2 people who are under 30. It's now 6 people per congregation, potentially. 1 man and 5 marginalized people. And did you know that within the Oregon Synod, each congregation and or community can send 2 LGBTQ identified people, all of whom have a vote. So that means 1 man has 1 vote. And 7 other people also have a vote. Women, youth, people of color, and queer identified people all have additional votes. Amazing. That means if you show up, you have a voice where the system has built in more influence by marginalized people, if we show up, than those who have perceived power. That means a revolution can take place. A revolution where those who are marginalized have the opportunity to be heard and seen and have a voice and a vote. And if the tide shifts, those who are marginalized can help form and shape this institution that is in need of reformation. An institution that is in need of revolution, and an institution that has power and influence to help create other revolutions. In our day of Trump, we need a revolution. We need a reformation. We need marginalized and oppressed people to be heard, to be seen, to have a vote. But we have to show up. I'm going to ask you, will you join me, please? I'm going to be there in May here in Portland, Oregon, Oregon Synod. I will help support you and give you a voice and help you be seen and heard. Your vote is your own. But I want to invite you. I want you to be there. I want to do more than invite you. I want you to be there with me. And I will make sure there is sanctuary, that there is a safe place to be inside this institution that has hurt us and oppressed us. And I will make sure we are heard and seen. I realize this isn't easy. It's not easy for me. I have been hurt and wounded by this institution of power and privilege, or I've been excluded. But I'm going to ask you to take a risk with me and join me, and I will hold your hand, and you will hold mine. This isn't easy, but revolutions and reformations never are. And this is an institution of power where we have a voice and we have a vote. And things can change if we take our power. Thank you, friends. If you have questions, if you want to talk more, I'm available. You can contact me on Facebook. My name is Finn Lamborn. You can also contact me through email. I'm more than happy to engage in discussion, sit down and have a cup of coffee, and talk about what you might see too. We need change. And this is one of the ways I know how to do that. Thank you.